Sassenach Quilts here at the Cloth House. My name's Helen and today I want to talk about cushions. So I made this a few weeks ago in which we store all sorts of things, and I just looked at it the other day and I thought, you know what, if I made these squares a little bit bigger I could make some fabulous cushion covers. So that's what I'm going to do today. And in here I have the fabric ready. I've got this polyviscous black watch tartan fabric, which is just lovely to quilt, and that's what this is made of. I've got the batting, which is a scrap from a previous quilt, so using up all your batting, save your scraps. And I've got the backing fabric, which is going to be from this pillowcase. So let's get started and let's go over to the long arm machine and get it all set up, and then I'll rejoin you in a bit. Hi, so here we are at the long arm frame, and what you can see is I've put the black watch tartan down and I've sewn around the edge, and it's all looking lovely. It's tied down, it's clamped on. I've got the super clamp on the front bar here, the batting's underneath, and I've put a plumb line along the back. And from there forwards, for the space that I have here, I've got about 14 inches of usable space, so I'm going to be sewing right up to the line at the top and right down to the bottom so that I can get a decent sized cushion, plus the little bit extra that you need both sides to actually sew it together. So that's really cool, and we shall be back when we have more done. Okay, see you in a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a square pattern on the cushion and then put a pattern inside it. So the first thing I need to do is define the square on the ProStiticher. So if I come into here and come all the way down to the bottom, there's a 4x4, square 4x4. Do that and select it and then press open, and it's now put this little square down here, and this is the square that I want to make bigger. So what I need to do now, having done that, I then go to modify, align, center, and then if I go to resize here on the bar there, and then over to here, lock it and press plus, I can make it the same size as my area just by tapping it and tapping it, and it should come out to about 14 inches, which is what I want it to be. Perfect. Okay, so let's decide what pattern we're going to put inside the box. So let's have a look in here. We go to File and then Design, and then if we come into Open, you'll see all the patterns come up for blocks, and because it's a cushion I want it to be quite blocky. So the one I want to do is called Fleur de Lis. So where is it? These are all the free patterns you get with ProStiticher Lite. Fleur de Lis Hearts, there it is. So that's the one I'm going to do, and I'm going to press open, and it draws it, and you can see that it draws it up in the wonky corner. But that's not a problem. What we're going to do is we're going to put it in the middle again. So we come to modify, we come to align and center, and that's put it in the middle of the pink box. Then we're going to do resize, make sure it's still locked, and press this like that until it measures about 13, so it's about an inch inside my box. There we go, 12.76, that'll do. Perfect. Then it's going to start, this one's going to start in the middle, so I'm going to bring my needle somewhere near the middle of the square that it's already drilled, and press ProStiticher, run, and it'll move to where it wants to start, and then proceed. It'll do one stitch to bring up your bottom thread, and you bring it back to there. Do a couple of stitches by pressing your thumb on the up down button on the left handle. 3, 4. Hold on to your tails and press resume, and it's now going to start drawing it. which will give me a chance just to snip those first. There we go. So now you can see I've got two beautiful Fleur de Lis in the boxes, and what I'm going to do is going to take it off the frame, put a zip on and make a cushion, and I shall carry on with the video so you can see how I do that. Okay, so I'll see you again soon at my sewing machine. Hi again, so we're now back at the cutting table, and you can see that we've got these two beautiful Fleur de Lis patterns with the hearts in the middle, really Scottish, really nice with our Sassenach theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the middle here, and then I've got 14 inches of fabric that side as well. So I shall cut all the way down here, all the way down here, in between the two, keep it nice and straight. And then this part of the fabric will be folded back as the back of the cushion. So I've got the two covers and these two bits here are the backs. So let me get on with that. So we're back at the cutting table, and you can see that we've cut this to about 15 inches square. It's 15 inches square and about 32 long, and it's a very simple construction. I'm just putting the zip on now, and what I'm doing is I'm taking this raw edge here and just folding it along the edge of the zip like this. This is just one of those fancy damping cushions that you can get off Amazon. It's not an expensive one, and I should put a link to it on the description box below. The zip is a 20-inch zip, and it's too long on purpose because it makes it easier to sew in and gives you room to move, and then you can just sew over and trim the bit you don't want to use, or you can hide it in the seam on the inside of the cushion, and nobody will be any the wiser and think, wow, look at your beautiful cushion. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to sew along here. What I'm going to do, I've already threaded the machine ready for us, so that's there like that, and what I'm going to do is do a top stitch along there and sew the zip in. So let's go and do that now. So as you can see, I've put my zipper foot on and I've moved it so that it's on the right on the edge of here, and I'm just going to sew along this edge. The stitching is in purple, so we may struggle to see it, but it is going to be there. So we can just make sure we've got it in, not on zigzag. We'll put it on a 2, and then let's come along here. Now you can do this as quickly and as slowly as you like. Your cushion cover, your rules. And there is no race, there's no prize for doing it quickly, but you do want to make sure that you get it as it turns the thickness. You can feel it gets a bit thicker, and those of you that have a walking foot may prefer to use that. I just prefer to wing it because that's more my sewing style, and use the zipper foot to get it nice and near on this edge. And you just take the pins out as you go, and people that know me and my sewing will be absolutely astounded that I've even pinned it. So, but even I have a limit to where it should be pinned with regard to thicknesses. So at the moment this is going through 6 layers of fabric and 2 layers of batting, so which is one of the reasons why I'm going so slowly. just all the way along like that. Ouch, that got me, that one. Take these little bits of tacking out. There we go, basting stitches that were there from when I actually did the long arming for the pattern on the cushion. Another bit there, look. Take that out as well, and we'll just line that up like that, and come all the way off the end of there and go backwards just to tie it off like that. Perfect. So what I do for the next little bit is I fold part of the cushion back and I make sure that my zip is straight and not twisted. I've ironed the top inch of this back, and I want to make sure that these two ends here meet. It's so easy to get them not meeting, and then your cushion cover will have issues if you line it up with this end. You want to line it up again with the open end and just bring it round there like that. And this one, because this one isn't under so much pressure, it will only need 2 or 3 pins. It won't need very many at all. Like this, and you can leave for sewing this, because you're enclosing the inside of the cushion now. It's easier if you leave your zip open at the end. Yesterday I had issues with an open-ended zip that I hadn't realised was open-ended. So today we've had to go to the shop and get some more. But there we go. So like that, and then you take that to the machine and again sew it. So because it's all pinned on and in place, I can actually turn it round and make my life easier and start at the closed end of the zip. But the zip is open while I sew this, and it makes life so much easier if you do this and have the zip open. So let's go forward a little bit, back a little bit, because it does fray. And this side is much easier because you've only got the 2 layers of fabric, so you can just whiz along here. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight. It doesn't matter if it's open. It doesn't matter if you're the type of person that prefers to cover the zip over a little bit. Again, your cushion, your rules. There's no such thing as quilting police or cushion police. So there we go. Nearly at the end. Perfect. So that zip is now in. Let me just come there like that and show you that the zip is now in. Okay, how cool is that? So let's bring it back over there and I'll show you what we do. So now what we have a zipped up tube, and the easiest way to get inside your cushion is just to open it halfway, otherwise you will close yourself and you'll forever say, Helen, why didn't you tell me that? So open it halfway now, keep it inside out, make sure that your zip is at the top of the cushion, like that. And what we are going to do is just sew from there to there a couple of times, because this one is really frayy. So I'll do a fine seam and then a zigzag seam that side, and the same on this side, a fine seam and a zigzag stitch going across there. And it's a nylon zip, so it's safe to sew over carefully. So I will do that. I will go over that back and forth a few times, keep that nice and stiff, and then we'll have a cushion cover. So I will meet you back in a minute. I'm just going to, I'll sew this one first at this end, and then I'll do the other end. So let's go back over to the sewing machine and sew this down. So I've just gone back and forth a few times over the zip. No issues there at all. Because it's a plastic zip, do not do that with a metal zip, you will regret it. Now you can see that there's a little stripe coming down here, and he's going to aim up inside there on my foot so that I keep this seam straight. I'm not going to worry about the wadding being smaller than the cushion, because by the time the pillow forms inside, the cushion forms inside, you really won't notice. It'll just be a beautiful quilted cushion. So let's just come down there like that. Like that, and then we'll come back like that, and then I'll do another row of zigzags very quickly. This doesn't need to go over the zip again because I've got that really well done. So we can start just south of the zip there. I've changed my foot as well away from the zip foot back to the presser foot, and we can just start like that, and again aim quite quickly down. This is in the seam allowance, so it can be quite, and this is just to stop it from fraying. So I'll just come back again at the bottom. There we go. Make sure you come out of zigzag, however your machine does that. And then we just do the same the other side. Now the other side is the closed end, so we will make sure that we've got our zip open, because as soon as I close this end off here, it will be a struggle to open the zip. So leave yourself access to get to your zip, and then you just come down there like that, get that nice and straight. My zip is over the edge of that, and I'm going to use the green as my line. Lovely thing about using tartan is you do get these easy things to follow. And you can see that my machine just makes mincemeat of the zip as it goes over. I didn't even feel it. Just come down here like this. Hold it at the bottom. You can pin it. Obviously you can pin this if you feel that you need to stable it a bit more. But I'm quite happy to sew this without pinning. And again, I will do just cut my bits off. You can see it's fraying, especially down at that bottom corner there, so I'll just snip those off now. This is why I put the zigzag stitch on, because it stops that. And then come down again here. This time I will start this side of the zip itself, and then put my zigzag on, hold my threads at the top, go backwards, and then just come down. And this just stops that fraying with this fabric, because it's a very fray fabric. back it a bit and off the end. There we go. Perfect. Lift your needle up and pull your threads through. Perfect. So let's take this back to the cutting board and we will open it up and have a look at the cushion. So here we are back at the cutting table. We've got the cushion that we've just made, the cushion cover that we've just made. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the zip all the way, and that will just go to the seam now, not all the way to the end. Turn it inside out. Poke those corners. Just use your finger for that. And then you can tuck the zip in like that. You get your pillow form that I just happen to have here, and you put him in like that. Get him down to the corners and plump him up. Perfect. Oh, he's going to look good. And then you get your zip and you do them up. And there we go. Isn't he fantastic? So he's been made on the and quilted on the long arm, and then I've taken him off and with the addition of a quick zip made a cushion and cushion cover, and we've renewed our cushions in the lounge. So this will go straight onto the sofa in our lounge. It'll look fantastic. Really pleased with it, and really quick, really easy. The whole process has taken about an hour. I'm really chuffed with it. So take care, don't forget to like and subscribe, and it's cheerio now from Sassenach Quilts at the Cloth House. Bye!